Hello D2 gamers, and welcome back to another video. But before we begin, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos that I post. And also, leave a like and comment at the end of this video. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Today, I want to discuss the 3 reasons why you should swap to a 120 hand cannon in the Crucible. Reason number 1, 2-tap capability. With the 120 RPM class of hand cannons and the damage boost of any sword, it allows you to 2-tap a Guardian with 2 critical shots. For example, once Kill Clip is procced on my Duke, it outputs 120 damage for a headshot. This is a total of 240 damage. The maximum amount of health a Guardian with 10 resilience can have is about 201 HP. Let's be realistic though, there are very few Guardians out there running 10 resilience. So with that being said, it also leaves room for a 120 hand cannon with 1 stack of Rampage, outputting 99 damage for each critical shot to 2-tap as well. And of course, any additional stacks of Rampage just makes it easier. You also have Warlock Empowering Rifts that boost damage to around 103 damage for a crit, along with Charge of Light. Charge of Light does 108 damage statically, and both are enough to 2-tap. Reason number 2. Range effectiveness. The 120 hand cannons come with a great deal of range intrinsically. With the recent nerfs of ARs and Bungie taking the time to balance all of the weapons to come into a fairly balanced TTK, that is time to kill, for those out there who do not know. The 120s have a slight advantage due to the reason number 1 and the damage fall off happening at a greater range. This means at greater distances, you are able to contend with more types of weapons with your primary weapon. And instead of having you depend on snipers, scouts, and ARs. You don't run the risk of being out of ammo due to needing it for your sniper and having a higher TTK because you are using a scout or auto rifle. This translates to you winning more engagements in the Crucible and putting up better stats overall. Even with the damage fall off, I'm still able to consistently hit 3 taps at range like you see here on Fortress. I find the 120s more consistent at range than that of other archetypes, and I think this is due to the intrinsic damage that this archetype has. Reason number 3, unfamiliarity. So what I mean by this is there is still a vast majority of players in the D2 community who have not caught on to the damage output of the weapons of the 120 hand cannon archetype. A lot of times this leads to players challenging you with half shields or slightly less than half shields, not knowing that 1 critical shot can put them down. I want to really go deep on this and analyze it in real matches. So let's go out to Burnout, where I'm reminded of an engagement that I had with a hunter outside behind the B zone. As we get into a hand cannon battle, I want you to not pay attention to all of the shots I missed first of all, but rather focus on how much shield he had once he took cover and peeked back out to challenge. Typically, one could get away with this as the 140 and higher RPM hand cannons put out 70 damage if hit critically, and the 180s put out 60 statically, of course, meaning without any type of buff added. So in this scenario, it would have taken someone yielding a higher rate of fire hand cannon a minimum of 2 shots. So I'm sure his logic was that he could finish me off before I could land 2 more shots on him. But little did he know that my hand cannon does 90 for critical damage statically. I can't tell you how many engagements I win off of this notion alone. It's truly astounding. Let's go out to Cauldron, where you can see me standing behind the shield of a player challenging me that is very bold, especially because this time I have kill clip prop, so it does a whopping 120 damage critically. Needless to say, it didn't turn out well for he or she. But this just helps solidify reason number 1. The unfamiliarity is real. Check out this opponent on Burnout. This time I slapped on my 120 with explosive rounds to combat the Crimson and ARs that were running rampant in this match. And I hit this guy with one round and he immediately retreats, probably thinking, what in the hell is that? But he wanted no part of it. And based on the sound of his hand cannon, he sounded like he was using Criminal's dagger, which is also a 120, but just goes to show the unfamiliarity of the guns. So, the earlier you start practicing with the 120s, the better. As I'm not sure how long it will take the community to become familiar where these typical engagements are not so typical anymore, and more opponents start to learn to familiarize themselves with the type of guns and the output damage it does. That's all I have for you guys today. As always, please like and comment with any additional reasons people should start to familiarize themselves with the 120 hand cannon archetype and any benefits that were not mentioned here. Also, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any videos that I post. Thanks for all the love and support, but until next time, Pandemic out.